Warning: the following views that are expressed on the Dr. Quack house calls that are expressed by the guests are not necessarily the views of this show. Strong language, partial nudity, violence may occur. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the House Calls. I'm Dr. Quack, and today I have a special guest for you. I have a man here who is a great actor who has been going all around the world. He has been in the Friday the 13th Blood Loss film. Let me bring him on, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Petranto. Excuse me.
It's all good, man. It works. Man of many different names.
Oh, I'm telling you, you are definitely going. Yeah, just to let you all know, there is a little storm coming around here, possibly a tornado as it's hitting most of the eastern United States here. Hopefully we'll be fine. But if we click off, that's what happened. But thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Definitely. So, let's get into this because I'm curious. What got you into acting?
You know what? It's a good question. It's kind of like every American dream. You start out when you're young. It's like you want to be a singer or you want to like just kind of get into the films. You see all these big movie stars and you're like, I want to do that someday. With me, unfortunately, when I was younger, my job kind of held me up, so I couldn't really get into it too much. So later on in life, I decided, you know what? If I'm going to ever do this, I'm gonna go for it. So I signed up on Backstage, started doing some auditions, started taking acting classes, got kind of serious with it. And from the last 7 going on 8 months now, I've been in like 13 student films and tied into 10 feature films. So it's all what you put your mind to. You can do anything you want as long as you really focus and you just stay the course. So it's kind of
what is acting classes like? I mean, is it difficult? Is there things they ask you to do that make it hard, or how's it work?
I think with acting classes, what's cool about them is they definitely take you out of your comfort zone. Like you're up there, like if you've never been on stage. I mean, people that I've never done it, but I totally think you should do theater if you really want to be an actor. But I've never done that. So it really puts you out of your comfort zone. They get you up there on the stage with other actors and put you in scenes, and you have to just really go all out. And it's really helped me because it gets you out of your skin a little bit. You become a totally different persona. And so acting classes are just good to really help you get into the zone. So, and help with your shyness for sure. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a big factor when you're trying to go on screen. I mean, did you choose horror to go into, or was it like it kind of came to you, or did you want to go somewhere else?
Yeah, you know what? Horror seems to be like the most popular genre, I swear. It's great. Horror is a lot of fun. It's so diverse. I mean, there's so many different remakes and fan films of the same movie, but they're all great. And so I'm trying to dabble in the different, genres, but I have to say that definitely horror is like the number one. And I don't mind it. It's just, I want to expand myself as an actor and try different avenues and different, try to be different characters, which I have. And I do a lot of student films, which are great because they put you in such a diversity of characters. It kind of got me away from horror. I'm not saying I haven't played a bad guy. I played a good guy, bad guy. I played a Reaper of Souls. I mean, you name it, I've done it. So it's been a lot of fun.
So, I mean, romantic comedies will probably be out on this.
Yeah, eventually. I'm kind of it's funny thing is I'm kind of a germaphobe. So, they got the intimate scenes and I'm like, is there any way we can kind of like fabricate that a little bit? So, but yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna have to face my fears on that eventually. So.
Oh, here we go. We got a question right out the jump here. From Matt White. Hey, Phil, aside from acting, what is your favorite film genre?
Oh, what is my favorite film genre? To be honest with you, I have to say action films. who doesn't love a good action flick, right? You got Sly Stallone out there. You got Arnold, all the, like Predator. You got the Rocky. You got who doesn't love Rambo? So yeah, I have to say, and that's actually what I really want to do eventually someday. Is what I'm really shooting for is action films, and I do have a couple of young filmmakers based out in Buffalo, New York, that are doing action films that I have roles in. So I haven't done the choreographing yet. But I'm looking forward to it because I do have a fight scene in one of them, so I'm ready to kick some arse. So,
did you have to train for that, or did you already have experience with fighting or choreography?
yeah, I've taken some martial arts in my time, so I know how to throw a nice spinning back kick. So I've been wanting to put that on film for a long time. I know how to use the bow staff. So, but yeah, action films would definitely be a fun thing for me. So, and plus to help keep you in shape, you got to get those abs, nice and toned, or you're going to be on film. So it's definitely a motivator. But yeah, I would say definitely action films are probably my favorite genre of films.
Oh, here we go. Got another one. What was your favorite movie to, oh, he's coming back. He's having a little bit of issues. He'll be right, here we go, right here. Yeah, what was your favorite move you worked on, and why is it Friday the 13th Blood Loss? I think that's movie.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny that he asked that, because that was probably my favorite move, was making the move to go out to do Blood Loss, because that really opened the doors for me. That totally put me out of my comfort zone. Anthony with Friday the 13th Blood Loss was filming out in the Catskill Mountains. So yeah, I drove out there. It was like a 4.5 hour commute, not knowing what to expect. I had a little tiny role, maybe 30 seconds on screen. And then when I got out there, he had a cancellation with one of his actors. So it was like, do you want a bigger role? And I'm like, oh shoot, I kind of got to be back at a certain time. Luckily it was on a weekend, but I took the day off. But I had my, it turned out to be crazy, but it was so worth it. My car broke down. It's a long story, but it was definitely an awesome move, because Anthony and Mandy are just awesome to work with. Working on them in another film called Killer Pizza, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, it was actually a really good move. It seemed like it was really bad at the time with all the driving and the calamities that were going on with it. But in the long run, I got an awesome relationship with the two of them, and they're just great. So it was one of my best moves that I could have made.
Oh, here we go. Look, he got some more.
Uh-oh.
What film are you most excited to work on, and why is it Killer Pizzas?
Come on, guys, we got to get this movie going. Killer Pizza is a great, fun concept. Mandy, and actually Mandy's daughter originally is the one who came up with that concept of the Killer Pizza, but Mandy's just brilliant. She's such an artist. And she's just putting this all together. And I'm just really looking forward to it. I did actually a promotional video for it, which was a lot of fun. And we're still in the works, and we're putting it together, but it's just going to be a funny, horror comedy type of flick, and I'm really looking forward to it. So when you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's go.
Horror comedies, they always seem to stick out to people. People like those a lot more, I think, more than slashers at times.
Yeah, it's a good break. Some people are against them. Some people are totally for them. Some people love them. There's a lot of fun ones out there, like Critters and Killer Clowns and that type of stuff. So I mean, it's all about what you like. But I mean, I think this is going to be a really fun film, and I'm looking forward to it. So absolutely.
We got another one here. I'm telling you, questions are flying in. Who is the actor you want to work with most, and why is it me, Matt White? You're getting a lot of great ones here.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's one of my friends. That's my buddy Matt, and yes, he is somebody I definitely would love to work with on film. We had a minor role together in one film that we did, but our schedules just never work. Every time I have a role for him, he's booked, and he throws roles my way sometimes, but I'm usually booked too. So it's just so hard to coordinate our times. So yeah, he would be one of the people I definitely and we will. It's gonna happen, Matt. We're gonna work together. Just don't know when, man. Got to clear your schedule for me.
What is it like? Oh, yeah, there he goes. There we go.
There we go.
He's back.
Tornado interference here.
It's okay. No worries. So, yeah, the acting community. I mean, what is that like? Is there a lot of strong bonds there, or do you feel like you need to have that?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like it's not a competition with everyone. I'm telling you, when you work on set, especially with people, especially if it's more than, like a day, some are really quick shoots, but if it's consecutive days or weekends, you build like a family bond. It's really hard to explain, but like I call Anthony and Mandy, they're my blood loss family. They were my Friday the 13th, one of my first films I was involved with, and I kind of look at them as like family now. So yeah, you do build strong bonds, and it's always good to network and meet new people, and you always have them. If a role comes up, you have a bunch of people saying, I know somebody who can fit that role perfectly, and hopefully they're available. Unlike Matt, he's never available, but sometimes they are. So, but yeah, it's definitely like a family community. It's awesome, and it's all about networking and making friends and keeping good ties with everyone. So definitely.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Friday the 13th blood loss. What is your role, and can you give a description to the audience to kind of summarize what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, my role at first, it was this minor character called Travis, where I basically was there for a kill scene. I die, and that's it. 30 seconds in the film. I play the role of Kevin. I'm like a camp counselor, coming back to help, rehabilitate the camp, get it open again, that type of thing. So, yeah, it's basically the role of a camp counselor. So to sum it up really short,
Okay.
with a twist, I may or may not die in it. We don't, we'll find out.
Oh boy, we're gonna find that out.
Yeah, or I may survive. We don't know.
Oh boy, well,
There's a
come
secret.
out in the end. There we go. Look, Anthony, Phil is easy to work with, very personal and highly recommended.
Oh,
See, you're
look at
getting
him.
all these recommendations and praises.
All right, man. I'll slip you the 50 later, brother. Appreciate it. Anthony and Mandy are great. We help each other out. Like I said,
There we go.
yeah. We're back.
Okay. We're back. Yeah. So, I mean, they help you out a lot, and that's always great. And did you get to work with Beatrice at all?
Yeah, she was and on Friday the 13th as well. The funny thing with Beatrice, she's awesome. She's just really fun to hang out with. We actually hung out at a campfire, and we were just shooting the BS, and we started playing like method acting games. She was going over some roles, and it was just a blast. She's very personable, a very likable person. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't get to film any actual scenes with her. I mean, she's in it quite a bit, but I did get to hang out with her, and that was just awesome. So
Yeah, definitely picking up some knowledge is always a good thing. Your favorite moment acting on Friday the 13th Blood Loss?
favorite moment is probably the death scene. Oh, did I say that? What, or could have been the death scene. But I don't know if it's going to be used. There was a scene where I did get killed. Who knows if it's going to work or not, but it was just fun. It was just exciting because it was just the more takes that you do of it, the more kind of it brings it to life. Kind of a contradictory word to use there, but yeah, so kind of an alternative thing. But yeah, there was a part where we had to do like a death scene, and also there was just other death scenes that I was there to witness that were just a lot of fun, and just the way they were presented, and Mandy doing all the special effects and stuff. It was just really cool. And some of the creativity was great as well. So I can't wait to see the film myself, because I want to see how it looks. I got to witness it, all happening when we were, it was getting put together, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it, when it's all on the screen, put together in one reel, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've been covering this the past few months, and I'm really excited to see the finished product. I can't wait to see it myself.
Yeah, I think
if you can, look, as you can see, the Killer Pizza campaign. Here's the site here. You can send money. Like I said, please send the $50 to Killer Pizza. See, that's where you can send it to. See, anybody else wants to donate to this film, it'll definitely help them out. What was the scariest moment on set? Was there a scary moment? Was there something that just kind of freaked you out at all?
It's funny because like I said, we were in the Catskill Mountains, and when you had to like walk around the campgrounds, a lot of times it was pitch black, and there's black bears out there, rattlesnakes, you name it. You're in the mountains, so when you're walking down the dirt road heading to the bathroom, which was probably at least a half a mile away, you didn't know what to expect.
Oh boy, he is having fun with his stuff. There he is.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it's this happens. I think this is on my end, this flashing off and on, but I apologize. But yeah, it was probably just the just being out in the mountains at night was probably the scariest thing, and filming, a killer movie as well. So
Oh yeah, I mean
just to add to it.
you got bears and Jason. I mean that's a deadly combination.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I'd want to face, in the dark, especially. It's pretty
That,
close. It's a close tie there.
did anybody play any jokes, any ribs?
Um, that's possible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, there was. The guy who was playing Jason kept scaring the crud out of one of the actresses. It was just like his go-to. She would come out of the trailer and he'd be hiding around the corner and just jump out at her, and scare the crud out of her. And it was like at least, every couple of hours, he had some kind of practical joke going on. So yeah, there was definitely a lot of jokes going on there and jump scares and stuff like that. And we had a good team. Everybody was just fun and having a blast and, just doing silly things on set. And I remember the one time Anthony was just, sleep deprived. The poor guy, he worked like, 3 days with barely any sleep, but he just had this moment where he just could not stop laughing. And we had some scenes that were just, they were killer scenes, but to him, they just became funny because he was so tired. So it was just, his laughter was contagious. Everybody started just laughing. It was kind of like one of those weird things like, wow, this is kind of creepy, but funny, So yeah. So when you're sleep deprived, a lot of things become funny that you'd never think they would.
This is very true. I mean, that's why you got the coffee. I can see that. Oops, sorry. So yeah, you've got this, and then you've got Killer Pizza coming up. And you're now in what, pre-production for this? Are you getting ready to go do it? Or?
Yeah, it's funny because I got like 10 films that are all in pre-production right now. It's like none will be out. I think Friday the 13th will be the first one to come out in September, but most of the other ones are probably going to be like not until 2025. So it's like all these pending films. So, and I got a lot of remote roles for some films too that some I've done, some I'm still working on because they're shooting them all over the world. So obviously I can't travel all these different places. So I do remote scenes, which is a lot of fun. It's highly recommended. You still get your IMDb credit for it, so it's a good way to get your work out there. So I'm looking forward to a lot of these films coming out. So yeah, but pre-production is where most of them are at. So I'm just like on the waiting list for a bunch of films. Like I can't wait till they come out so I can actually see how they, look. But that's why I do the student films a lot because they're a lot of fun and and they have times and dates where they have to be done. And they're generally turned out within like a 3-month period. So, and we get to go to the big screens at the college and get to see yourself on the big screen, which is kind of cool. And you got a big audience and it's.
Here he is. He's back. All right. Yeah. So here we go. I want to ask you this: practical effects or CG?
That's a good question. I tell you, I got to go back to Jurassic Park 1994. I love how they did CGI back then. Nowadays, I think they try to overdo it with the CGI. Like they try to add like the hair follicles and make it look so detailed. But the more you try to make it detailed, I think the more fake it looks. So I think actual practical effects I prefer. Like, if you're going to do like a killer scene and you got blood spurting out of somebody's neck, so I think the actual, having a little pump, shooting the blood out, to me, it looks, more realistic than the fake blood that they use sometimes where you can tell it's CGI.
Like they did Kevin Bacon where they had the straw go through his throat there to push out the extra blood. Tom Savini should get like 5 gold stars for that. Jesus, that was amazing.
Yeah.
But let me ask one more here. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie?
That's a darn good question too. Obviously who doesn't love the original one when Ari Lehman jumps out of the water at the end? You got to give him dibs for that. There's the original Jason Voorhees. That was probably the scariest one because I was younger back then when that came out, and that part freaked me out. Thanks Ari for the nightmares, by the way. So, that scared the crap out of me as a kid. That's all I saw was this creepy face come out of the water and grabbing them and pulling them. And I had nightmares about that. But yeah, that one, and I think it might have been like the third or the third one, and then there was the 7th one. Yeah, so there's a few that really stuck out, and then by the time.
The Carrie versus Jason, yeah, part 7. Jesus, where she like had all them telekinesis. And...
Yes, that was crazy. Yeah, so and then of course they got Freddy versus Jason. They got Friday the 13th 3D was cool. You know, saw that back in the day. So
don't forget Jason in Space.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I ever saw that one. I don't know if I could bring myself to watch that one, but I don't know. I'll have to put it on my queue now, though, just because I'm curious.
You go watch. Here we go. Matt's got one more. Phil, you played a variety of characters. Which character did you enjoy the most, and which one was a stretch for you?
Oh, that's a good question. Good question. Well, you probably know the answer to this one. I played this short film that was actually, it was a student film. It was called Judgment Call. And I played Vito, who was this gangster. And that was just a lot of fun. I really loved that film. And it's still one of my go.
Oh, he's coming back.
Trying to think. The one that was a far stretch. I don't know. Like I said, there's so many I'm trying to think. I know there was one resurrection story I did where I just had to do some really weird things that were just out of my comfort zone. Like I had to, basically I got brought back from the dead for my wife in the film, and she was trying to save our marriage after I killed myself. So she brings me back from the dead. Anyways, long story short, I had to get into like a bathtub of muddy water, and like, you know, she was bathing me after I came out of the grave. So that was probably really pushing me out of my comfort zone, you know, to do stuff like that. So, but I haven't had any of them that were too bad where I had to, that really pushed me too far. But that's probably one of the most bizarre scenes that I had to do that, you know, it was a little odd for me, but it was still enjoyable. Anything that I do that pushes me out of my comfort zone, I actually like, because it helps you grow as a person into your, you know, doing different characters and telling yourself that you can do it, you know, so.
Yeah. Who's your favorite big name celebrity actor?
Let's see. That's a good one. I kind of move around with that. I kind of go through phases. I like watch for a while. I had a Tom Selleck phase where I was like watching all Tom Selleck flicks, like all of his Oliver Stone, or not Oliver Stone, but yeah, Stone. They always end with Stone movies. I went through, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure who my favorite all-time actor would be. But I mean, as far as who I'd want to work with, for some odd reason, I wouldn't mind doing a film with Matt Damon. I can't explain why, but I don't know. It's just one of those things, like that'd be cool to do someday. So, but yeah, we watched Peaky Blinders not too long ago. So who doesn't like, you know, Cillian Murphy? He's pretty good, obviously, with you know, that, and you know, all of his other stuff that he does. So yeah, but I mean, I don't really have a particular favorite actor, but. So
here you go. What's the one movie when it comes on TV you got to sit down and watch? Oh, geez, he cut off again.
I'm always streaming, so it's hard to say. But the one movie that I always had to watch back in the day was The Thing with Kurt Russell. I don't know if the original from like 1984 or whatever it was, but that movie also scared the crud out of me as a kid. But I still love it to this day. So if that's ever on live TV, I would still turn it on and watch it again, only because I think the cool thing about watching things on live TV is that, you know, you got a big audience watching with you. So you're not watching it alone. Like when you stream stuff, it's just you and your significant other or whatever, just chilling out watching. But when it's on TV, you know, your friends across the big pond could be watching it or whatever, you know, it's cool. So.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to talk about this because this is a wrestling podcast as well. Were you ever a wrestling fan? Did you watch wrestling back in the days?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. As a matter of fact, it was the War Memorial back in the day, but I went and saw, it was Hulk Hogan, Rowdy Piper, Andre the Giant. Yeah, and I used to love Macho Man Randy Savage. I used to love the Ultimate Warrior. These are like all the guys I grew up with, and they were just always fun to watch, and just yeah, I used to watch it all the time, actually, and just really get into it. And Hulk Hogan, the biggest arms in the world. You know, it's like, how could you not love it? You know.
And now you got The Rock coming back from Hollywood and getting ready to be at this week's WrestleMania.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. He's stepping back in, huh? That's awesome, because he kind of left it for Hollywood.
Yeah, he's now in charge of TKO, which bought out WWE. Vince McMahon is no longer.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Vince McMahon retired then? Or
No, there's a lot of story with that. I don't want to talk about that on air.
that's a whole other
It's
podcast.
pretty bad.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm sure people can put that in the comments. But yeah, I mean, it's just wild. Just did you have to do any stunts in any of these movies?
Yeah, I mean, there was this one student film that I did where I had to do like a fight scene with the other actor, but it wasn't really a big time stunt of sorts. It was just, you know, some choreographing there. But yeah, that's what I'm really striving for. I want to do some stunts and I want to do some fight scenes and that. So that's what I'm kind of pushing for, which I do. Like I said, I do have a couple films coming up where I'm actually going to be able to do that. Again, because everything just happened so quickly. Everything's still in pre-production. Everything's still worked on. There's still, you know, writing the scripts and getting them ready. I'm supposed to go out hopefully in the next couple of weeks just to go over some things, you know, not actually probably doing any of the choreographing yet, but talking about it because they're still writing it. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. So.
Okay. Well, my final question here I got for you. Any advice for anybody wanting to get into acting?
Yes, I would say don't give up. Like just go for it. Like stay the course. You're gonna have ups. You're gonna have downs. You know, you'll send out like 10, 15 audition, you know, and you might hear back from one. You might not hear back from any, but don't give up. Perseverance, and you can do anything you put your mind to for sure. Because it's, you know, it's not really, I don't consider it a competition out there because everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's trying.
Ah,
Oh, and I'm back.
yeah.
It's such a big playing field, and with especially nowadays with everything being social media and Zoom and all that, just the amount of people that can do the auditions has grown so vastly. But at the same time, it's made it easier for everyone as well. So my biggest point of advice would be to just stay the course. You know, keep pushing forward. Don't give up.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Phil, for coming out here. You can check out Phil on Friday the 13th, Blood Loss and Killer Pizza when they come out, along with another bunch of films that'll be coming out here post-production 2025, hopefully. Can't wait to see you out there. Thank you for coming on. My next guest I will be having next Tuesday. I will be having Joey Ramboa, the BWO Talk Your Shit champion. I'm Dr. Quack, and we'll see you next time.